Everyone, this is Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda blog, providing you guys with a gameplay commentary. This time I'm playing Battlefield Hardline for the PlayStation 4. In this video, I'm putting down my opinions on the beta and as well as the game itself. And for the most part, I've been playing it, and so far my favorite mode in this is actually heist, where the cops and the robbers, the robbers got to steal, basically they got to steal stuff, and the cops got to stop them from doing it, which is different from the other gameplay mode where there's basically one objective in the map. You take as much money as you can and bring it back to your bank, and for whoever can fill their bank up the most wins, basically. But in this at least has there has to be some form of planning, as far as, okay, I got this, how am I gonna get to here to there without getting shot? This is a very heavy team oriented game mode, because you have to work together to ensure that if you're playing as the cops, you got to stop the robbers from getting the package and taking it to the safe, to the getaway area. And then also, if you're the robbers, obviously you got to work together to make sure your loot you take the loot, get it to the evacuation area, and you win the game. Sorry, voice is a little acting up, but overall, this mode definitely is the most fun I've played. I've played both sides. There are still basically 4 distinct classes, which is, they're basically your assault. They got the med packs, they can revive people, and then you got your engineers. I know they call it differently, but it's basically the assault, the engineer, which basically carries the RPG and can repair stuff. Your support class with obviously the heavy LMGs or the shotguns, and they can provide ammo. And then obviously, of course, your recon, your sniper, whatever. It's basically still the 4 basic classes in a Battlefield game with customizable features. Obviously, if you play more, if you use the gun more and get more kills, you're obviously going to unlock attachments for that. If you play the class more, you're going to unlock extra stuff for it, But overall, what it comes down to is this, has this beta impressed me to the point where I want to go out and buy it? Yes and no. Yes is because heist is a fun game mode. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun with it. There is still destruction in the Battlefield game, but is it going to be worth the $60 when it releases? And for me, I'm going to have to say no, because DICE hasn't really made a good single-player campaign for the Battlefield series, with the primary exception of the Bad Company series, which I thought, to me, were the best storylines that DICE have ever done, because it didn't really it was very comedic. It didn't take itself seriously until certain moments. You had a great cast of characters to follow. It worked out for itself. And storylines for Battlefield 3 and 4, they weren't as good as they should be. Like 4 had better, the voice actors, actresses doing their parts, did a pretty good, decent to good part. But as far as the gameplay goes, the story, it was kind of eh. So as far as this goes, single player campaign is basically going to be like a straight out of a TV crime drama, which to me is like, when you hear Battlefield, you think multiplayer. You always think multiplayer. Single player always takes a back seat. So personally, with this, if playing the beta, it really felt like I was just playing a mod. That this was basically a mod of Battlefield 4. Like, if they allowed modding tools for the PC community still, someone would have probably done this. The thing is, I don't want to pay full price for this, because I know, I'm not gonna enjoy the single player as much, because I'm just mainly gonna play the multiplayer. If they offered something like a $30 expansion pack for Battlefield 4 with this, I wouldn't mind it as much. If it was like $20, I would be all up for it. $20 for a different multiplayer experience, I would be up for that. But again, this is a Battlefield title, but it's more so in the name only than the gameplay. But granted, the gameplay style is more heavy on the infantry combat than the vehicular combat that we all know and love with the Battlefield series. Like, there are vehicles to drive around here, including helicopters with the transport helicopters, as of course with the more offensive helicopters, and of course you can unlock stuff. But again, gone are the wars of the battlefields, and now you're in the war zones of the streets, of cities, basically. So this definitely does take a different page. This will be different for fans. I'm not sure how fans would, per se, digest this. Like, for me, as a huge Battlefield fan, this is definitely kind of like, it had decent gameplay, but I'm not sure the story as well, is going to warrant a $60 purchase. Again, if this was like a $20 to $30 DLC expansion pack for Battlefield 4, I would be all up for it, which basically means like, oh hey, there's something different, there's something new. But again, this is just the beta. We only got a taste of this. Like, I probably will check it out via Gamefly, renting it, but let's see. So this is Geeky Panda here, hope you guys enjoyed my video. Check out my other videos, and of course, above all else, subscribe, because you get new content. So this is Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda blog, signing out. So remember, stay geeky, my friends.